Hello everyone, it's Justin, playing Dust and Elysian Tale. I always go back to these games because they're so much fun. This game is like really good. I haven't played it in a while though, because so I may be very rusty. I just use an item there for no reason. It's gonna look really rough. Anyway, let's jump right into it. Sound like Philip DeFranco. Anyway, peace. Be at peace. That's what the Lord is saying. Be at peace. Okay, it's coming back to me a little bit. Okay. Okay. Um, but be in peace. So, peace comes after the fight. Comes after the fight. Whenever you have peace, it's because there's been some victory that's been earned after war. You don't just get peace. Well, what about Jesus? Jesus is known as the Prince of Peace, but then is coming back with great vengeance and furious anger. And there will be peace on earth as it is in heaven, all that good stuff. Once all the foes have been vanquished, and his new Jerusalem and his new everything else has been established. It's got nothing to do with Jesus being a hippie. He made it very clear, more than once. You know, it's like, you think I'd come to be a beatnik, but I've come to put father against, or son against son, daughter against, like he's on it. He's not talking about this beatnik crap. Once the foes have been vanquished, then I'll have peace. I know that's upsetting when you want to change Jesus into the person that does not keep you accountable, but he is. He's going to keep us all accountable, every last one of us, because all authority has been given to him by his Father. He's going to keep everyone accountable. And some of y'all ain't going to like it too much. I'm really powerful now. I'm sweet. Some of y'all ain't going to like it very much, because you thought that Jesus was soft, and you took advantage of that, and so therefore you took advantage of that. You just kind of showed your behind in some ways to do whatever you wanted to do. That's not how this peace thing works. Peace works, again, after the fight, after the battle is done. So if you want peace in your life, it's time to confront some stuff. For crying out loud, you've been bullied by the same problem your whole life. The whole thing. You've been bullied and beat up and picked on by the same tactic the enemy's been doing to you your whole life. I think you need an attitude adjustment. You need an attitude adjustment. You need a faith adjustment. Faith and attitude are very closely linked together. Because once you know what you have, then your understanding of things changes. You begin to walk a little bit differently, begin to talk a little bit differently, begin to do things a little bit more differently. So you might want to, just saying, just throwing this out here into the ether, you might want to explore the possibility of overcoming the thing that's holding you in bondage rather than accepting it. See, The enemy has you accepting things. The enemy has you thinking that that's just the way that I am. The enemy has you thinking that I have these neuroses because of this problem and this, genetic blah 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 blah. And some of that may be true, but oftentimes, from what I've seen, not true. Oftentimes, people use this stuff as an excuse to behave badly. I see it all the time. This is not a racial thing I'm about to say either. This is a culture thing. But I see a lot of this stuff where, again, I believe that it's not about race, it's about tribes. So I look at these things as tribalism, right? I look at most things as tribalism. So when I say this, I'm saying this generically, in a way that is, in a way that just for the sake of argument, we'll say that. But white folks have this thing where they don't want to be inconvenienced by difficulty because most of them have had the not white privilege. It's not I'm talking about that because every ethnic group has privilege because of tribes. Every tribe has privilege attached to it. Every last one of them. But there's a privilege of legacy, and white people practice this stuff very, very often. Legacy. So it's like, okay, because of legacy, you don't have to struggle the way that I had to struggle, which is good. The Bible says, leave an inheritance for your children and your children's children. It's very good. But doesn't necessarily mean that you teach them how to not work and how to not strive, how to not overcome either. And because you have this culture where everyone is just blaming it on everything else so that they can become more comfortable, you got a lot of people who don't have any peace and suffer throughout for no reason. It is unjustified suffering. No peace. Why? Because they think that the enemy has given them some ailment that he just can't overcome. To which I say, phooey. Phooey. I think, and would love for you to understand, that it is time for you, for me, for all of us to not think this way anymore. To not assume that there's this, ooh, sweet, got up there finally, that there's this stuff that we just can't overcome, and that this is stuff that, like, we can't deal with it. It's too much, it's too strong, it's too whatever. I really, 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 really want us to stop thinking this way. And actually have some peace. That we fight for, that we earn through the blood of Christ. There's healing. We talked about last time, we talked about what's in the birthright. There's healing. There's awareness. There's all these wonderful things, and we kind of sit on top of it. So even if you do have some kind of ailment, there's healing for that. And however it is that he wants to do it, he might do it through doctors, he might do it miraculously, he might do it through someone that you don't like, he might do it any type of way that he wants to do it, he'll do it. But he'll do it. There's something to be said about that. There's something to be said about. I'm trying to figure out how I got back up here. There's something to be said about when we are truly, truly looking in on the window of peace and then stepping into it. We need to stop being window shoppers and actually get into it. How long are you going to suffer? How long am I going to suffer? The fight has to happen and we got to win. Not because we got to win because we're winners, but because the power and the testimony of the gospel, of Christ's power, of all those things that people want to get free of, that is the reason for the victory. That's the reason to strive for victory. Nothing else matters. You know? Your birthright will bring you peace if you allow it to happen. If you choose to be blessed. So, let's make the right choice. That's my time. Don't be in bondage anymore. Fight what needs to be fought. Not in your strength. In the promises and precepts and purposes of Christ Jesus. That's all that needs to be. That's all that needs to happen, y'all. All that needs to happen. So, love you all very much. I'll catch you on the remix. And take care of yourselves. Love you. Bye-bye.